everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. Nighttime spectaculars and entertainment is returning to Disneyland Resort in 2022. We've got the dates, the details, everything you want to know.
All the information, plus our thoughts, reactions, opinions, all of that. It's not just the fact that entertainment is returning this spring to Disneyland Resort, but we actually have some new, exciting things to share about an old classic parade, Main Street Electrical Parade. We're gonna break all of it down by each entertainment show, and then we'll talk about, like I said, what's happening, what are the dates, what are the details, and then what are our thoughts and reactions based on each actual nighttime spectacular show. So right now, first thing we're gonna do is start off with the old classic. That's right here. If you don't see what I'm gesturing to, this is Spencer's AP Days from 2017 shirt. The parade that has not gone away for a very long time.
The AP went away, but the parade
did not.
They used to say, this happened a couple of times when they kind of retired it and it said, glowing away on this date. You know, make sure you get to see it and make sure you get your merchandise. And it's glowed away a few times.
Which, by the way, we're talking about the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Yeah, we should have specified that. Good old MSEP, as it's called, the acronym for it. It's something that I've mentioned in videos before that it's very close to my heart because it's a very early memory, probably one of the earliest memories I have from Disneyland as a kid in 1972, I believe, is the first time I saw it. Very faint memories. I was 2 years old, but my mom assures me that no, we took you in 1972 for the first time, and it left a lasting impression on me. So anytime I see that parade and hear that music, the Baroque Hoedown, as it's called, it brings me back. And like I said, it's super nostalgic, and I love it a lot. Now it's basically the precursor to Paint the Night. Paint the Night was an involvement of Main Street Electrical Parade, and you hear it in the beginning. The way they announced Paint the Night's kind of an homage to Main Street Electrical Parade. We wouldn't have Paint the Night had there not been MSEP. So
yeah, I think it is nostalgic for many of us, even myself being born in the late 80s and going to Disneyland in the 90s. That parade was around also when I was a child. It didn't debut or anything like that, but it also, has a big nostalgic sound for me. There's a lot of floats that in the newer years, or the more recent years, that were not around when I was a kid. So, there's some things that I miss. Yeah, that I miss that really give me that nostalgic feeling. So the soundtrack that I was hearing for that part of the Baroque Hoedown, that's the one that really brings it home for me. I used to listen to it, back in the day as a kid, and Disney Classic came out with a CD. Anyway, the point is, it is the grandfather, if you will, to Paint the Night. The main thing is that Main Street Electrical Parade is returning on April 22nd, 2022. Yes. It's going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary.
I feel old.
Very big deal. So in honor of doing the 50th anniversary, which is pretty cool, I think it's a very, as much as I would prefer to see Paint the Night back, this, number one, they made mention that it is a limited time return. And number two, they said that they're going to be kind of celebrating it and changing that finale float. So we're going to kind of dive into that, the depths of it, and we're going to show this graphic with you that was shared on the Disney Parks blog, and we're going to kind of break it down for you and share with you our thoughts and our reactions, because we have a lot to say about it. It's pretty massive. So the parade's going to come back. Everything from what we hear is going to be the same, except for this finale float. Now, if you're familiar with the old parade, as it was prior to, 2020, it was a big American flag.
It was very, I would dare say, a very patriotic
salute
float towards the end, even with some of the, I forget what the music is that kind of plays in that Baroque Hoedown style.
It's
like you're a grand old flag.
Yeah.
Grand old flag.
We're great Americans.
Well, it's been a long time since we've heard it.
It's a big piece of American bacon, is what we always called it.
The flag is kind of flowing on the base, almost like laying down, and there is a resemblance, or there was a resemblance, because of the color of the lights were red, for the stripes of the flag.
Red and white.
It looked like bacon. Bacon gets kind of ripply when you start cooking it in the pan.
And then it had fireworks to represent like the grease popping.
Right.
So we always called it the American bacon. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a little sad that that's going to be gone, number one, because
Yeah.
I love being patriotic. 4th of July is so exciting for me.
Yeah.
However, I'm more going to miss just calling it the American bacon. Like, we're not going to have the bacon
But
float.
don't fret, Katie, because they have repurposed the bacon float, so you can see it right there.
Okay, let's start off with that first part of the float.
Yeah.
And I think they really, so I guess what they're saying for the theme of this is going to be like togetherness.
Yeah.
And I really like that. So we're going to have a big mix of things. But they said, number one thing to note is that it is going to be different from both sides of the street. We're starting off with the blue fairy from Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Now that's great. If you know anything about this parade, you know that it always started off with the blue fairy. We had a blue fairy float.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And-
they're bringing it back.
Yeah, we haven't had the blue fairy in quite some time. The most recent incarnation that we remember.
Yeah, I don't think it had her.
No, she was not involved.
Yeah.
And it's that giant dress that kind of drives around, and then she's up on the top of it. It's very cool.
So another thing that they said is that it's going to be little dolls similar to like Small World figures and Mary Blair, which I could not be more excited about.
Yeah, it's in that Mary Blair dolly style.
Yeah, so the other things I can see, if you look on the back of the float, you'll see that there's Hercules there, and a lot of the town, what is it called, like Athens, I guess, Greece, it's down there, very
Yeah.
Hercules, but on the other side,
You
it
can
looks
see
like,
Parthenon and everything there, yeah.
on the other side, it looks like Merida from Brave is on the backside. So like we
Yeah.
said, it did make mention that both sides of the float will be different. So if you're on one side of the street, it's going to look, it looks like you're going to get more Brave and Merida. And then if you're looking on the other side, you're going to see Hercules more present on that side. So while we're seeing it in the image that we're seeing right here in front of you, like I said, it's more Hercules theme. What I'm wondering is on the side where Merida is over there, is that going to be more, where she's from?
Yeah, I'm sure that the lower part, the background there, will be representative of where she is from, and,
Right.
and her story takes place.
Right. So then another thing that's cool is we have the fireworks. So again, just like that American flag float that we're
Yeah.
used to, we had fireworks. Like I said, it's that crackle of the bacon. So that'll be really cool. Moving on to the next float, it looks like it's Coco and Tiana,
Yeah.
which again is really awesome because I think what they're doing, if you notice that they have Tiana facing the other direction, I think that's to share that Tiana's, background and style will be on her side of the float, whereas you have Miguel standing up there, and he's, over Mexico, and he's representing where he comes from.
And it's in that Small World style.
Yes, it's Mary Blair. Now, something I noticed from both of these two floats, now that I've seen the two floats up close, each one of the characters seems to have a color-coordinated firework with them. And this is just a concept, so we don't know for sure if it'll be to the picture, but, I noticed that Tiana has a green firework and Miguel over there has a red firework.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the third piece of the final float, and it looks like we have Moana on one side.
Oh, I love it.
She's on her boat, and again, the bacon has been repurposed as flowing water, which fits very well.
And I notice on the other side of it, it looks like it's Mulan.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess could kind of maybe represent with that wave, maybe it could be the Great Wall of China or just like energy, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it. I think Charlie will be most excited about Moana. He loves Moana.
Yeah.
The next float we have, which something I am so excited about seeing. I haven't seen her in a while, but not since, what was that show? Mickey and the Magical Map.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Pocahontas, and she's a staple from my childhood.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. We've got the wind representing the colors of the wind. I think that's going to be a very beautiful part of the float.
There's a lot of color involved in that one.
It looks like the other side is Frozen, which
Yeah.
I know my niece Kaylee is going to be so excited about.
Yeah, she is.
And then I think we are going into the next float, and it looks like it's Raya.
Yeah.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is so cool. I love that. How beautiful. And I love the colors and all of the beautiful flowers on that float. But then if I'm looking correctly, it looks like it's Jungle Book on the other side, which is a very classic nostalgia. We haven't seen any Jungle Book in a while, right?
No.
Not since Fantasmic.
It's a mixed magic a little bit, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. But I don't know. There's something about Jungle Book that's so nostalgic and classic. So that'll be really fun. And again, I love the thing that we're taking from this, like we said, it very much we went from America patriotic to the world and togetherness. And I think that is the most exciting thing about this.
Kind of like Harmonious at Epcot.
Right,
it's that similar theme of taking the IPs and their region that the story takes place in and tying it in as a unity and a.
Yeah, I definitely love that. Moving on to the second to last float, and it looks like we have Aladdin.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I love that. And that's cool because, again, it's like the bacon magic carpet.
Yeah.
It works with the magic carpet.
Yeah.
And then this is probably the biggest thing, Encanto making their appearance. I guess that side of the float's going to be pretty darn popular, if you ask me.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that we've seen Encanto represented in anything, and whether it's a parade or fireworks or anything like that.
I think we had a character meet and greet in DCA.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
as far as a nighttime spectacular, no, we haven't had anything.
Welcome, Encanto.
That's pretty exciting. Now, the last part of the finale float is the thing that excites me the most because this looks like Small World 100%.
And this used to be the Eagle. Portion
yeah, this
of
would
the
have
float.
been the Eagle, so they definitely looks like they repurposed it.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It looks like it's got just tons of colors. I think what we're seeing, in this visual representation is probably a fraction of how beautiful it's going to be.
And it looks to me like it's a blend of all of the regions where these stories take place all in one. Kind of like, again, like the facade of Small World, how you see the Leaning Tower and you see the Middle East and you see all the different, the Eiffel Tower.
Beautiful.
It's all blended into one skyline, and that's kind of what this last float is. It's showing the togetherness and the bringing together and the harmony of all of those things in one last representation in that big finale float.
I really have to say my honest reaction at first. Again, I think you initially want to grab onto the nostalgia of like, oh man, I'm going to miss the bacon. I'm going to miss the patriotic America. But then you look at what they're doing and what this is going to do for, through the eyes of a child and what this is going to do just to represent that, again, like Harmonious, like you said, the togetherness and representing all the cultures. I mean, I see so many represented here, and it actually really gets me very excited and happy, and I can't wait to see it.
And it's a modern twist or a modern upgrade for a parade that's been around for so long.
Right.
So that, like you're saying, at least the kids now who know what these things are will feel like, hey, I'm being represented, and my thing that I love is there, not just stuff that we grew up with, and that some kids don't know some of the older Disney IPs. So it's really cool. So
I personally think it's a great way to celebrate the 50th. Let us know in the comments below. Do you think this is a good way to celebrate the 50th of the Main Street Electrical Parade? Do you like it? Is this exciting to you, or do you miss the American bacon? Let us know in the comments below. We're excited to hear what you think and kind of get some now you want bacon.
I do.
So again, that will be returning April 22nd.
Yeah.
It is going to run nightly once it's back, and again, just for a limited time. So back to its normal schedule. Usually we'd have two parades, one around like 7 and one around 10:30 usually.
And just to be clear, it's on the Disneyland side. It may be obvious, but sometimes they've switched parades.
They've done that. It's been in DCA before.
Yeah.
So
this is Disneyland, and I feel like that's where it belongs. I love seeing it come down Main Street, and
it's the Main Street Electrical Parade.
There's so many good spots to watch it from. Main Street's fun, but there's darker parts of the parade route where it really pops. Next to Matterhorn and the corridor right there by Fantasyland is really cool. There's so many good spots to watch it from. So.
We'll definitely be there. We've already got our reservation, so make sure you subscribe to our channel, especially if you want to see that. We're going to be going off. We're celebrating the entire thing. It's going to be fun.
I'm going to wear my shirt until it happens. All right, moving on. Disneyland Forever. Fireworks, I dare say an extravaganza. April 22nd as well. Coming back, we are very excited about this. We've had our seasonal fireworks sprinkled in since the park has reopened, but we have not had anything like this. You know, this is probably your favorite. Right?
It is my favorite. So Disneyland Forever was something that was given to us for the 60th.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, our diamond celebration.
Yeah.
One of the best. I would say Remember Dreams Come True is also a very good one.
That's
but
my favorite.
It is this much, Disneyland Forever is this much better than Remember Dreams Come True.
They're similar in certain ways, but then they have their differences. They both involve the parks. Mm-hmm. They both involve Mr. Walt Disney. And,
it really, honestly, it honors Disneyland for the 60 years. It was the way of sharing it in a way. I think it was such a good time for the parks. The Diamond Celebration was truly a time at the parks. I know it was when I had finished, part of my my schooling, and I was able to go even more often as an adult and really enjoy myself and be who I truly was. So it has this great nostalgia and love for me.
Yeah.
Especially when I started on Periscope, I shared it so much. So it brings back all these great memories. It's such a good show. One of the best shows Disney's, ever done.
That was definitely a high point in recent history for Disneyland, I think. If you're looking back, in the
I feel
years.
like a lot of us are wanting the goodness of the 60th years to come back.
Yeah.
I really feel like the 50th was wonderful, but the 60th just had some sort of magic flowing through it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Disneyland Forever definitely did that. So we have some things to note for Disneyland Forever if you're wanting to come and see this fireworks show in spring. So it's coming back April 22nd. Now it's going to run until late spring, and in late spring the schedule is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. That's when you'll get Disneyland Forever. Monday through Thursday is when you're going to get the Mickey's Mix Magic projection show.
Right.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, but you know what? It's
all right. It's good.
It's a great fun show, and I think the younger generation really enjoys it. So at least there's entertainment during the midweek, and
it's better than nothing. So the good part is, though, once summer starts, which we'll announce once we find the date when this officially is, once summer starts, you'll have Disneyland Forever nightly like it should be.
Yeah.
So that'll be a great thing in summer. I think that's just something we look forward to, is just staying late, staying for the fireworks. There's just something so classic Disneyland about that.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that we're getting that again, it just feels right. I feel like between the trams coming back and this happening, it's a big deal. I got chills right now because I just thought about summer nights at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, the fire, it's good. It's good. We are so happy. We can't wait for Disneyland Forever to return. I could not be more excited about this. Seriously.
So how does it start again? It's got a great beginning.
Just imagine if you were
standing right here over 60 years ago. You'd be standing in the middle of an orange grove.
As long as there is imagination left in the world, Disneyland will never be complete.
Here we go!
Now that's...
He saw Disneyland.
See, to me, it brings it back to the origin, and it tells this story, and it
I'm
gives
seriously
you...
tearing up right now.
It gives
so
you
hard.
that nostalgia, and that's the stuff we missed that was not included in the 50th at Walt Disney World that I think we all wanted. And, not to bring the house down, but it was something to me that is so simple to just give the people what they want.
Give us some Walt.
Give them a little history, give them a little Walt, and then bring it back to now.
Well, I think what was cool too is we had Mary Poppins. We have Mary Poppins in that show. We have Winnie the Pooh. We have Peter Pan.
Yeah.
So it's those really nostalgic classics. And then there's something about, if you like it or you don't, I'm sorry, but there's something about the Frozen part that just hits. We've got Lion King. It's just such a good show with a good flow, and the end, I can't just think all of this is yours forever.
Yeah.
Come on and live the magic. By the way, we often will sit and watch the Disneyland firework and entertainment shows on YouTube. We will sit, there's so many great channels that have these 4K beautiful showings of it.
Yeah.
We will sit and watch those. We'll even watch the old like Fantasmics, the really old Remember Dreams Come True.
Because there's little differences in some of the incarnations and
so
the modern versions.
But just so you know, tonight we're going to be having a Disneyland Forever screening. Oh,
I wasn't made aware of this yet.
You are now. Okay, so moving on. Next is World of Color.
Wonderful World of Color.
It's also going to be returning April 22nd. So
yes.
If you're wanting to catch that show, and you have to kind of make a choice.
That's a huge day.
That's a big day.
It's unbelievable that it's all happening in one day. It's like, and I remember how that works. It's like, and if you're trying to get from one to another, and
I think
I
think it is possible though, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll make it happen. If not, we're gonna be there. We're gonna be back. It's not about getting to that first. I don't know. I guess it is because there's gonna be a collective sigh of relief, a collective excitement. World of Color, so good. It is a beautiful show.
It really is.
If you haven't seen it, you must. It is a beautiful show.
And it's massive in size and in impact, and man.
Bring your ponchos if you're going to be in the first couple of rows. Let me tell you what, because you will get wet. Like it's not even a chance. You will.
It's like being on the Maid of the Mist over there at Niagara Falls, right? And like where you got to wear your poncho. I mean, it's heavy mist, and I'm just so glad that they've figured out whatever was wrong with it and fixed it and bringing it back, because we've all been waiting.
It's a very technical, it has a very big circuit board. I mean, it's a very technical show.
There's a lot going on there.
Now, something I thought would be pretty cool to celebrate, are we going to get merchandise? Like, I definitely think MSEP for the 50th, we'll definitely get some. I don't know about Disneyland Forever, but World of Color, I think we will. Now, the big question I have, will we get Glow with the Show ears?
I don't know if they're going to bring that back. Will Glow with the Show
ears come back? I still have mine.
What Katie's talking about is there was a time when you could buy this special set of ears that was
a hat
linked with kind of a remote frequency that the colors would shift and change according to what was happening in the show. So when you look around, everybody's ears at one point would be blue, and then it would change to, all kind of sync together. You've seen this
synced with the show,
yeah. You've seen this at concerts and award shows and things in the crowd. They've done this before, but it was a really cool thing, and I remember it going. It was there for a while, and then it was gone.
Yeah, it was so weird how it just disappeared.
The last incarnation of World of Color did not have that, so I don't know if that's something they're going to bring back, because technologically speaking, it was,
Disney, please bring them back.
It was cool.
Please.
Then they can sell more ears. And
oh, man. The only thing I would ask is that it wasn't that, like, the hat was a little uncomfortable.
It's basically one of the hats that has the ears on them where you could put your name on it.
But, like, heavy because it had, like, a battery pack. I don't know. I think I have it packed away, but I would love to see something like that come back.
It'd be cool. My guess, if you're asking me, I would say it's probably not going to be around, but if it does, that'll be an awesome surprise. But
that would
so
be
don't get your hopes
cool.
up.
No, don't get your hopes up. But let's manifest good things.
Yeah.
Think of the happiest thoughts.
Right.
It's the same as having ears. That glow. Anyway, so we're really excited. World of Color is coming back to Disney California Adventure. I expect that those dining packages will come back as well.
Yeah, which is really cool.
And I do expect that over at the lounge, the Magic Key Lounge, I think they'll have something up there with the show, because I think that's going to be some prime seating up there.
Yeah, there's a few of those tables for sure that you can see through there. I mean, depending on how those trees are grown or if they're cut back, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely have a pretty clear view. So I expect that, Wine Country Trattoria.
Yeah.
I expect even Lamplight to maybe have something upstairs. I'm pretty sure. So keep your eyes open for that. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Are you excited for World of Color? Let us know in the comments below. And now we are about, ladies and gentlemen, to move on to the grand finale.
We saved this one for last because Katie gets very emotional. You think she's emotional about Disneyland Forever. You think I'm emotional about MSEP. Well, get ready, because coming back also in this giant announcement is Fantasmic.
Okay, but that's not happening until May 28th. Something we expected. Like we said, we were expecting a summer.
That 22nd is going to be, April 22nd is going to be...
It's going to be like...
so much going on. Fantasmic needed a little more time, and it wants its own focus.
Debut.
It doesn't want to be having
As she deserves.
Doesn't want to have to be splitting the attention. Fantasmic, you know, hands down one of the best shows that's at the Disney parks. If you think about what's involved, bringing together the elements of the rivers of America, like the Mark Twain and the Columbia and the rafts, and this amazing projection, water screen, Mickey Mouse, practical.
See, I'm getting teared up right now. I can't.
You know, and the properties that are involved in that, you know, from old to new, and there's been changes throughout the years. There's been improvements throughout the years, but it's a technical wizardry of a show. It's unbelievable.
I think it's definitely one of those shows that grabs you emotionally on so many levels.
Yeah.
It's something that, again, for me, kind of like how you were talking about MSEP, I was there for the birth of Fantasmic, and went every Friday. We got Countdown Chicken Fusilli or Plaza Inn Chicken
I
Dinner.
always have to hear this story.
And then we went and sat and watched Fantasmic, and my sister and my mother, I can't, but it's so beautiful. It's such a
And
good
it's got
show.
fire.
I mean, and the other thing I think that's something that sets it apart is when you're watching that show, after you've seen it so many times, you tend to, at first glance, you don't pay attention to how much work goes into it. But those performers are running around on Tom Sawyer Island, costume changing,
and the support crew that's involved,
elements.
the amount of people that it takes to create that on the stage and behind the scenes it's astronomical if you think about it, and the coordination of all those cues and everything happening, and water and fire and light, and I mean, it's just, there's a lot going on. You know?
There's so much. So something to note, when World of Color and Fantasmic come back, they are going to be running nightly, so they're going to be back to their normal schedule. I believe they both have 2 shows. So World of Color, if you happen to miss one, you can go to the later show. I'm curious how it's going to be working with the Genie, with maybe there's going to be a paid option. I don't know, because I know we eventually had a fast pass for both of those things.
We did. So I wonder how that's going to work, if it's going to fall into the Lightning Lane thing to where you can get that. I don't know. That's a good.
Disneyland will be getting so much money from me because as
if they don't already.
I love oh man, I can't wait.
And just know that much like kind of how a fireworks show tends to draw the focus of the crowds in certain areas, be aware that both World of Color and Fantasmic do the same type of thing. So plan your days and your nights knowing that these things are going to be happening, and if you're not going to be watching these shows, or if you're going to watch one show and not the other, just to kind of plan your approach to the park and your access, and certain things close because of these shows, you know, like fireworks shows. Behind the Castle, Fantasyland gets closed for a little while because of safety, and same thing with World of Color. I believe Pixar Pier shuts down for World of Color.
I think something like that. I don't remember.
Because it involves, you know, the wheel as far as some of the graphics and the lighting. So just be aware of that kind of stuff, and plan accordingly around that, because it will now be a focal point of the park.
You know what
on
the
certain
best
nights.
plan you could do is, though? Let me just tell you something.
I have a feeling I know
The
what you're
best
saying.
plan you could do is subscribe to Best Life and Beyond, because we're going to be there.
We're gonna be
and
there.
You're going to be there with us.
That's right. So we're very excited. We hope you are, and we hope you enjoyed these updates. If you have any thoughts, tell us what your favorite is out of these in the comments, and why. Because we all have ours, and I think the excitement level is just going to go through the roof. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
And we will see you guys next time on Best Life and Beyond. Bye-bye, everybody.